Hi, Mr. Warner.
Hi.
Mrs. Warner. Nice to see you again. I'm India. I'm the genetic counseling student. I think last time we saw each other, you were just about to have the amniocentesis.
Yeah.
So how have things been since then?
We've been really nervous. You talked to us last time about the increased risk for trisomy 18. And we've been doing lots of research on it and on the internet, and it's been really scary. I've been doing a lot of research. My wife, we looked at some of the pictures, and she just didn't want to look at them anymore. We feel like if the pregnancy has it, we're just really nervous.
Okay. Right. And have you talked to anyone in the past 2 weeks about what's been going on, or?
We've talked to my parents. We think that if the baby has trisomy 18, we might consider our options. So we haven't really been wanting to tell many people.
That's very understandable. So you do remember just double checking that the amniocentesis was ordered because of the increased risk for trisomy 18. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And can you tell me what you remember about what we discussed about trisomy 18? And I know you said there were some scary pictures that you saw.
Yeah, we talked about, we saw some pictures online. It sounds like a lot of the babies pass away really soon because there's a lot of complications, like heart problems, and they can look different.
Mm-hmm.
We know that some of them survive, but that they tend to have really severe problems, like in school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard.
No, I understand. So I do have the results of the genetic testing, and I just want to make sure that this is still some information that you'd like to learn. Yeah. Okay. So, just to review that, when you first came in and saw Dr. Lucy, you had some blood taken, and Dr. Lucy ordered a number of tests to check on everything, and that's what indicated that there was an increased risk for trisomy 18. And so back in March, the nurse scheduled you for the amniocentesis. And I do have the baby's results from the amniocentesis, and I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not what you were hoping for. The baby's chromosomes reveal that they do have trisomy 18.
Okay, that's hard. But I guess this is information that we wanted to know. And this is something we talked about as being a possibility. Is there any way the test results could be wrong?
The lab that does the test results has a 99% accuracy rate, so they are highly specific. There is a very, 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 very small chance that there could be an error, but it's very unlikely.
And with the positive screening results. We've been talking about it, and if our we think we might want to terminate the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an option that we still have?
Yeah, that is definitely an option. There's a couple options actually that you have because Mrs. Warren is at 19 weeks. So there are several ways that we can go about this. Termination is one of those options. Carrying to term is another, and as you said that you read that a lot of the babies do not survive very long after birth. But this is a personal decision, so I can give you resources for if you decide you want to carry the baby, or I also have resources if termination is something that you'd like. If you decided to carry the baby, Dr. Lucy would continue your care. With termination, I do have a number of doctors in the area that we recommend, depending on what you want. And you don't have to decide today. You definitely have some time at 19 weeks. We kind of, at about 21 weeks that's kind of the cutoff for some methods of termination. But other places do offer it up to 24 locally. And then afterwards there's other options, but those are out of state. And we can talk about all of those as well.
Okay.
I know that's a lot of information.
No, it's good information. We want to have that information, and I appreciate you still offering that as an option for us. We've just been feeling terrible about ourselves for choosing this. We're very involved in our church, and I'm not sure that this is something that we would be supported in.
So you don't feel like your church will support your decision to end the pregnancy?
We're really, really worried about what our friends at church might say. My wife works at the church, and that's where all of our friends are, and they know she's pregnant, and we just don't know what to tell everyone.
I can imagine that'd be very difficult in that situation. Have you, do you feel like talking to your pastor or your reverend, your priest would help?
I don't
provide some guidance.
Our pastor's really, really great. I just don't know how. My wife works there.
Yeah.
We'll talk to my parents. We want to do what's best for my wife and for the baby.
Of course.
We don't want him to suffer.
Of course. Do you feel comfortable talking about some information about the condition and kind of what next steps might be? Do you think you're okay? You're feeling all right to talk about that?
Yeah.
I know it can be a lot of information, and we don't have to touch on everything today, but if you guys feel comfortable talking about it, we can discuss some details about what your options are.
No, I think we'd appreciate that.
Okay. So Jess, I do have some information about trisomy 18. Just that on there. This is just for you to go over, not today necessarily, but when you get the chance. I know you've done a lot of research online, but there are a lot of things online that can be misleading, and these are information resources that we trust, and so I just want to make sure that you're provided with accurate information about the condition, so you're fully informed of any decisions you decide to make. And then kind of to help you make those decisions. I do have a number of resources. Just also the biggest, Trisomy 18 Foundation is a great resource. A lot of these printouts come from there, and they discuss, if you decide to carry to term, or if you do decide to not continue with the pregnancy. So this can help as well. And finally, you did mention support groups, and so we do have support here at Cincinnati Children's, religious support, if that is something you're interested in, just having some spiritual guidance. And then we have local support groups, and these are all groups and numbers that you can look at later on. I know this is a lot right now to give you, but I just feel like right now, just providing all this information to you and letting you being able to look at it on your own time. A lot of what you said about Trisomy 18 is correct. The babies do have a lot of heart problems and problems with the stomach and kidney and things. And, in school they can be behind their peers, but they really do have severe developmental delays. They are pretty severe. They can also have physical differences. They can look different with their feet and hands, and the size of their head as well, things like that. So that might be things that you've already seen online, but just to reaffirm that what you've kind of been reading seems like it's correct. Does this make sense? I know it's all very overwhelming.
It is, but I really appreciate the resources. And can we call you?
Of course, my number is right here, and I can get you my card and email address. I'm here Monday through Friday, normal business hours, and I usually check my email, my work email, once during the weekend in case of any dire questions. So I'm pretty available. What do you think your next steps are going to be?
Well, you said we have about a week.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing. Let me, in the packet, I do have information about kind of your timeline of what is offered in here. But you can see that depending on which type of kind of what you're looking for, the weeks, and it's outlined that for certain types of surgeries you can have it, they're up to 21 weeks, and then alternate types of surgeries can go up to 24.
Okay.
Is that you mentioned that's something that you are interested in? Do you think it's still something that you're considering?
Yeah.
And you said you think you can talk to your parents about your decisions?
Yeah. When we talked to my parents, they didn't really know much about the condition.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom went through a stillbirth with one of her pregnancies, and she's really scared for my wife to carry the baby to term, because she went through a lot when that happened. So I think they'll definitely support us, and my wife's parents will support us.
Are your families close by?
My parents are.
Your parents are. That's great that you have that support close by.
Yeah.
It sounds like your mom really kind of understands and has a good perspective of what your wife's going through.
She definitely she's definitely been there for my wife.
That's amazing. That's great. Let me just double check that I also have some information about, if that is the route you decide to go, what you can expect afterwards, because that seems to be something that's really important. What you can expect after the process, how to talk to people. And I noticed that you do have a son, a 5-year-old son. So I did print out some pamphlets about talking to children about what's going on, because I know a lot of parents do have that as a big struggling point. And again, you can call me. It's a big packet of information, but I really do want you to be informed, because it's a really, tough situation. And right now, I'm sure everything's very chaotic, but maybe when you get home later tonight or later this week, you'll be able to look through some of this stuff, so you know what your decisions are.
No, we appreciate it.
Of course.
We appreciate having the information.
And again, here's the list of surgeons, and if you have any questions about the differences in the type of surgeries, procedures, they would really be the best people to call. Even if you decide, just between 21 and 24 weeks or anything like that, or if you decide you want to go with one or the other, all of these we've worked with in the past, and they're more than willing to talk about the procedures, and if you want to go in and have a meeting, they'll talk to you about it. So if that's something that you're looking for.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you so much.
Of course. Is it okay if I give you a call in the next couple days, check in, and kind of see what you guys have decided as far as next steps, or if you're still waiting or thinking?
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be great.
You.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, have a great day.